In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect their home. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team against the Destiny. No vanity, vulgarity, racism, or sexist remarks. Their personal remarks from players, coaches, or officials. Show that you know the game. Stay away from the player area and team bench area. Alcohol, tobacco use at all times. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team. Keep it positive for our business. Thank you for your cooperation. And go Knights!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University Women's Basketball tonight from the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Seth Hansen. We're ready to bring you the home opener for the Southern Virginia University Women's Basketball team. The Knights getting ready to take on Randolph College. The Knights, who really had a tough season last year, Seth, winning us 4 times overall and just 1 time in the Capital Athletic Conference, already off to a good start here in this 2017-2018 season with opening wins on the road last Thursday and Friday at Bryn Mawr and Clerks Summit, and now their first home game of the year against the Randolph Wildcats.
Yeah, the Knights have definitely benefited from a strong start from their senior Shelby Butler now. She got married over the summer break. She's averaging 18 points over these first 2 games, as well as junior Alexis Barnes. She's averaging 14.5 points a game. And then a nice surprise, Katie Garish, who is a freshman. New freshman came in. She's averaging 12 points a game. So those 3 have kind of stood out this season so far and really paved the way for them.
Yeah, Katie Garish, as you mentioned, 6'3", the tallest player the Knights have. We were talking earlier today with Coach Heather Roberts as the Knights are getting ready to have the starting lineup introduced for Southern Virginia here in just a few seconds. But she was really high on Katie Garish, and it really gives the Knights an extra weapon, especially down low.
Yeah, and to be able to compete in the conference that they're playing in the CAC, recruiting is everything. You constantly have to be bringing in some good talent, and Katie Garish looks like a gem. A freshman, as you mentioned, though, 6'3", and proven that she can play on this level, so a very nice surprise for Coach Roberts.
In fact, when you look down the roster, and we'll see these players really throughout the night tonight and really throughout the season, it's a good mixture of new players and returning players. New players like Katie Garish, also an Abby Olson, who's a freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma, very good shooting guard. Brindy Ballum from Chantilly, Virginia. She's a junior, 5'5". And then you've got some of the returning players, like you mentioned, Shelby Butler, but they've also got Alexis Barnes, the junior from Oceanside, California. She can play inside or outside. Jamila Gambi, great athlete, 5'9" senior. And also Corey Stout, the point guard, 5'4", out of Murray, Utah.
Yeah, just to mention, I think it's really big that Corey Stout made it back this season. the point guard is always your kind of quarterback out there on the court. She's got to be able to see the defense very well, and she did a good job of it last year, but I think the experience she got last year is really going to pay dividends this season. And so, as you mentioned, their core is back, and they should be really fun to watch tonight.
And it should be an interesting matchup early on. Both teams have had successes, obviously, as you mentioned. The Knights come in with a record of 2-0 on this season, but just a few games into this season, so it's a chance for really both teams and both coaches, obviously, to know exactly where these two teams are at.
Yeah, it would be huge if they could pick up another win tonight, the Knights, before they head into their Capital Athletic Conference play. Obviously, Randolph is from the ODAC, so it'd be a good measuring stick, as you mentioned.
And Shelby missing on her opening shot. Garish with the follow. She couldn't get the shot to go. Knights had 2 good looks at it in the opening seconds of this first quarter. Come up empty. Now the pressure in the backcourt by Gamby and Barnes as Randolph works it across the timeline. Trapped. Knights with a great defense early on here in this first quarter. Near steal by Gamby. Almost had the ball. It's retrieved, though, by the Randolph Wildcats. See who's going to pop the ball here for the Wildcats with the shot clock at 5. Jump shot right side, no good, but a rebound to Randolph.
It's good to see the Knights here, though. Nothing easy. They're in everybody's face, playing tight defense. That's how you want to start the game.
No score, just underway. Opening minute of the first quarter. And I think we've got a travel call inside against Alexis Callaway.
I like this lineup, Jim, that Coach Roberts is going with tonight. To have both Shelby Butler and Katie Garish in there really brings in some, tall people for those rebounds, but also a sense of physicality that Randolph just can't match up with that size. Gives them an advantage.
And a pass down low to Shelby Butler, and Shelby got free for the easy shot inside.
Right on cue, Katie Garish with the assist, and Shelby putting herself in a good position to make the easy bucket.
You mentioned the combination of Butler and Garish, but also a good combination of athleticism with Gamby and Barnes, and there's almost a steal. Randolph still holding on to the ball with 12 on the shot clock now. This is Samuels with it. Taylor Samuels, jump shot outside, good for Randolph. So Taylor Samuels, a 5'6" guard out of Springfield, Virginia, hits, and she came into this game averaging 14.3 a game, the leading scorer for Randolph. All even at 2. And now the Wildcats will have the basketball. Mentioned also, Seth, that Capital play starts rather early for the Knights. Some of those Capital teams are actually starting tonight, but as far as the Knights are concerned, they'll be starting coming up this Saturday, just a couple of days after Thanksgiving, on the road at Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania, taking on Penn State Harrisburg in a doubleheader, women's and men's, coming up on Saturday, November the 25th. Early start for the Capital Athletic Conference on the road. Yeah,
and that'll be a good test. Nice rebound there by Alexis Barnes. Yeah, it'll be a good test. It'll be fun to see where they stack up, and hopefully both teams can come away with a victory.
Corey Stout with it, lob down low to Garish inside, and she scores. Nice pass by Stout, and the Knights have a lead here, 4-2.
That was great footwork by Katie Garish there as well. It was a nice defensive play by Jamila Gamby, but Katie Garish clearly is playing above, her rank as a freshman. Just beautifully the way she used her feet to position herself, use that body, and just they can't match up size-wise. They got to be going to her all night.
Well, you could see during the season with the defensive pressure, the trapping pressure of Gamby and Alexis Barnes, that's really going to cause a lot of headaches for a lot of teams this year. A Stout is whistled for the game's first foul.
Yeah, and Gamby's such a good tool to have on the team because of her athleticism. One of the best athletes that we've really seen come through Southern Virginia in a lot of sports. She's just so fast. And as you mentioned in pregame, she just doesn't get tired. She's running constantly, and that's the kind of energy and hustle you want on your team to kind of set that pace. So definitely see the value in having her on the floor right now.
This is Samuels, leading scorer for Randolph, and she hits a 3. And the Wildcats have the lead now, 5-4. So Samuels has all 5 of the points for the Randolph Wildcats out of the ODAC. Pass down low, and it's pulled in by Garish, and she's able to hit. 6'3" with a pretty good wingspan, and you can see exactly how that came into play. Back the other way, an easy basket from outside put in by Banks, Kaylin Banks, the sophomore from Clinton, Maryland, and it's Randolph back on top. Down low again, shot blocked from behind. Shelby Butler almost had a good look at it, but good defense from behind. And a fast break the other way and a score for Randolph. And now the Wildcats have a 3-point lead.
Yeah, you can kind of see right now the Knights are slowing it down a little bit, trying to work it inside. Got to find a way to get back on defense, though. You can't give up these easy layups, but I'm sure they'll turn it around. Alexis Barnes with the 3 here.
And she hits.
Nice shot there.
You know, for someone who can play inside and is very athletic, as we mentioned, there's a foul going to be called against the Knights. She can also hit from 3-point range, as we just saw. Barnes will pick up the second team foul. And now Jay Jarvis will come into the game here for the Randolph Wildcats. She's 5'11", freshman out of Rural Retreat High School in Virginia. They don't play a lot, at least in the first few games. They really go with, as far as the minutes are concerned, really the 6 we've seen so far. And now I think we're going to have an offensive foul on Randolph. Maybe an elbow was thrown. Unless they say that she stepped on the sidelines.
I think it looked like she was baseline, and the Randolph coach is arguing that she was pushed out, but call goes in the Knights' favor.
Could have gone either way, and they just say that she stepped out, so the Knights will have the ball trailing here, or actually tied 9-9. Pass down low, Garish to Butler, and Butler's going to be called for a travel. Had the right idea, pump fake, and then drive to the basket, but didn't dribble in the first few seconds.
You can see the Knights' game plan, though, on offense. Every possession, they've either had Garish or Butler touching the ball.
Driving down low is Callaway, missed the shot. A rebound comes to the Knights. Stout's got it. Brings it up court. Gamby, left side. Back to Stout. She can hit from 3-point range as well. All even here in the first quarter. Another 3 from Barnes. That one's too strong. And it's saved by Butler and over to Gamby for the basket.
Boy, great hustle play by Katie Garish there. Saved it, and Jamil Gamby not giving up on it either, being down low for the easy bucket.
Well, Garish with the save and the pass. She's got a couple of nice assists here in the first quarter. Missed shot by Randolph. Back come the Wildcats, or the Knights, trailing here only by 2. Or actually ahead by 2. Stout on the right side with it. She goes to Barnes. Now we got a whistle inside.
They said she carried there.
Yeah, carried the ball. Turnover for the Knights. You mentioned Garish, and boy, she really looks like she can do it all. Shoot from inside, but she's also had some nice assists here in this first quarter.
Yeah, we spoke to Coach Roberts today, and she mentioned how Garish had some bigger schools looking at her, trying to talk to her, and she just felt like she needed to be here at Southern Virginia. So huge addition for this program. She's really paving the way right now.
Jump shot outside by Randolph is no good on a 3-point attempt. Knights grab the rebound. Can be over to Stout. Knights by 2 here. And this will be a jump shot by Ballum outside. Brindy Ballum into the game, missing from 3-point range. Scramble for the loose ball. Randolph picks it up. They try to get it ahead. Don't have the numbers, and they'll hold up now.
It's good hustle, though, by the Knights there.
Brindy Ballum, the first sub off the bench for Coach Heather Roberts. Jump shot by Randolph, no good. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. Knights will have it with a 2-point lead. Brindy Ballum is again a 5'5" junior out of Chantilly, Virginia. She'll go inside to Barnes. Barnes was hit, couldn't get the shot to go, but was fouled, and she'll shoot 2 foul shots.
That's a good job. It'd be good to see Alexis Barnes. You want to see her trying to get inside, trying to drive to the basket a little bit, get some of these Randolph defenders in some foul trouble. Obviously one of the better shooters on the team.
And the first foul shot is good, and the Knights have a 3-point lead. The crowd's making a lot of noise, Seth, even though the fact that Thanksgiving's just 48 hours away and the crowd might be reduced numbers-wise tonight. That one is missed. And I think Ballum will pick up a knee foul in the backcourt, so the Knights now have their 3rd team foul.
Yeah, just some unfortunate contact there, but just how it goes sometimes. Quickly, you're going to see Shelby Butler back in the game, coming in for Garish. Nice to give her a blow, and what a great advantage advantage to have that you could sub Garish and Butler out for each other if you need to.
And a fast break the other way for Randolph. A shot is missed from short range by Mira McMahon. And the Knights, with a 3-point lead, have the basketball. Ballum with it, passing down low. Butler back to Ballum. Stout inside, nice pass over it to Butler. Couldn't get the shot to go, a little too strong on it.
Great ball movement, though. That's a good possession. Nice clean passing. Just got to finish at the end.
Good defensive pressure by the Knights. Randolph would really like to get number 3, who's got the ball right now. Samuel's more involved. She had the first 5 points for Randolph. The Knights are trying to make sure she doesn't get the basketball. This is Johnson driving and scoring. Deja Johnson scoring to make it 12-11. Knights lead right now at 1 with 3:28 to go, first period. Butler on drive to the basket, off the glass, and got the roll.
Nice finish. Really athletic play there by Shelby Butler. Like sneaky athleticism. I think the defender probably underestimated how quick she was there, and she proved her wrong. Great finish there.
Fast break the other way for Randolph, not with the numbers, so they'll slow it up. 3-point lead for the Knights. 3-pointer by McMahon. Good. And she ties the game just like that at 14. Knights in a hurry back the other way. Stout with it. She is yet to fire from 3-point range. And looks like maybe 3 seconds to call. Don't really see that call too often anymore. As the Knights will make some substitutions, Garish will check back in. And also checking in for the Knights will be Nicole Muse, who's been on the team the last few seasons, but expected to get a lot more minutes this season, Seth.
Yeah, I know last year she struggled with an injury, and I think halfway through the season she decided to kind of just be a manager for the team, knowing that this season she would be fully healthy and ready to go. And good to see her on the floor, and she's kept with it and is fully healthy.
All even at 14, 2:30 to go, first quarter. Foul called away from the ball. It'll go against Randolph. That'll be the second team foul on the Wildcats. Well, we expected an even game tonight, and it has been an even game so far here in this first period. All even at 14 right now. Knights have Garish and Butler on the floor, along with Muse, Ballum, and Corey Stout, who's got the ball right now. Nice pass inside to Butler, and the shot is too strong and missed. Nice pass, though, by Garish again. She is really good with the assists. Here's McMahon on a drive. Now they go to Samuels, passing down low. Butler with the defense, and a good defense, but Banks was able to get that shot to roll home at 16-14 Wildcats now.
That was good defense. Feet planted and straight up in the air, but a better finish by Randolph.
2-point lead for the Randolph Wildcats. Down low, outside to Garish. She hits.
Boy. I tell you what, Jim, if Katie Garish can hit those shots, hit the little jumper and not just under the basket, the Knights could be pretty dangerous this season.
Yeah, she looks like she can do it all. Inside, outside, and pass the ball. And she picks up the foul there, trying to stop the shot by Banks the other way. So Garish will pick up her first. Looks like Stout's going to get the call instead. That'll be her second foul. It's the first player, I think, on the floor with 2 fouls now. Banks' foul shot is up and good.
Just to go back, Jim, to that last shot by Katie Garish, by being able to have your center to shoot that mid-range shot, it just pulls the defense out, which is going to open up lanes for cutting guards or Shelby Butler down low. It just adds so much to your game and such a great weapon to have.
Second foul shot on the way. This one rims out, and the rebound to Alexis Barnes, 17-16. Randolph on top here by 1. A very even first quarter. This is Brindy Ballum with it. Another call will go against the Knights inside.
You see right now the refs are calling it pretty tight early. Not much contact is being let go. So the Knights got to be careful of that. Don't want to get in foul trouble.
Here's Samuels on a break. Passing down low to Banks. Callaway back out now. 1-point lead for the Wildcats. And a good defense by Garish, stealing that pass away.
Yeah, great work. Way to anticipate the pass and turned it over. Now you got a chance here to take the lead.
Ballum driving left side, gets it over to Gamby. And now Garish top of the key. Banks tried a three, had it partially blocked. Fast break the other way. Here come the Wildcats. That is Samuels all the way, and she has her 7th point. It is 19-16. See if the Knights can get a big basket down the stretch here. Shot rolling off by Garish and over the back. Let's see who the foul will be called on. Looks like it's going to go against the Wildcats.
Yep. Block it. Just not fair, that long reach of Katie Garish, just making things happen. The Randolph player couldn't, there's nothing she could do there.
Yeah, Garish looks like she's going to be a real positive factor this season. Turns on the left hand and gets the shot to go with the left hand. How about that shot?
Yeah, that was impressive. She certainly...
Near steal.
Oh, and calling Knights ball. Great effort there. Great effort.
Ballum knocking it off the Wildcat player. And so the Knights will have it trailing only by 1 with 17 seconds left in the quarter. And Garish can able to pass, able to shoot from inside, can shoot from outside, and can play defense. 12 seconds left in the quarter. This is Ballum passing over to Garish. Garish will take the long jumper and hits.
Oh, man. She does it all, Jim. She's got no weakness in her game.
And she's got a lot of confidence firing that ball, and the Knights take the lead at the end of the first quarter. 20-19, Southern Virginia on top. And if you look back at that first quarter, obviously it's a sign, I would think, that maybe for 4 quarters we're going to have a really tight contest.
Yeah, this is exciting, fun to watch, good offensive play by both teams. As you mentioned, Taylor Samuels for Randolph College, she had 7 points in that quarter. They really look to her to lead this team. She's a senior, and she's been averaging 14 points a game, so a little strong play from Randolph seniors. But I think for the Knights, the story there was Katie Garish doing it all for her team on both ends and some nifty shots.
But circumstances will dictate throughout the season how many minutes each of these players get, but as you mentioned, Garish and Butler, they can play a lot of minutes on the front line, and then you've got the 2 athletes, Gamby and also Alexis Barnes, who can play inside and outside, and seemingly they've got a lot of stamina. They can play a lot of minutes. So as long as you don't get into foul trouble and as long as you don't have anybody else where they really maybe a hot hand, those are 4 players. You can get a lot of minutes out through 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I think just right away you can see the difference in this year's team versus last year's team. Coach Roberts has a lot more versatility, a lot more personnel and depth to work with, which is a great sign. And again, it's nice when you have a go-to scorer like Katie Garish and Shelby Butler. It really opens up your offense. It's going to open up things for people like Alexis Barnes, who has a nice shot as well. So good things. It's looking like a strong game performance coming from the Knights so far.
Knights will be playing again at Penn State Harrisburg coming up on Saturday. That'll be a 1 o'clock start for the women, and then the men's contest to follow. Drive to the basket. Nice block by Alexis Barnes. And the Knights with a 1-point lead with the basketball here to begin playing the second quarter.
Great play by Alexis Barnes, staying with it after she got beat off the dribble, but stayed with it and was able to come up with the block.
Suava passing down low. She's into the game for the first time at home. And the pass was knocked away, or the shot was knocked away by Randolph, and then we got a travel by the Randolph Wildcats back the other way. Yeah, Lorna Suava, 5'9" freshman out of Palmer, Alaska. A lot of people expecting big things from her. The other night she had 12 rebounds, 5'9", and looks like she can play both offense and defense and give you a lot of different options. 1-point lead for the Knights. It's Ballum to Suava at the foul line, and she drives to the basket and scores.
Wow, that was an impressive play there. Good work.
You can see how strong she is to get that shot to go up and roll in. 3-point lead for the Knights. Deja Johnson with it for the Randolph Wildcats. Knights on top here by 3. Johnson got around her defender, missed the shot. Suava is going to be called for the foul. And so Johnson will go to the foul line and she'll shoot a couple of foul shots.
And that was a pretty good drive and take by Johnson there. Found the lane and just took it to the hoop.
So Deja Johnson, the 5'6" senior, misses the first foul shot. Knights still lead by 3. And she missed that one badly. Ball's knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say Garish touched it last. Almost looked like Callaway had her hand on it, but the referees see it the other way. And so the Wildcats, after some badly missed foul shots, still with the basketball. Trailing here by 3. Pass down low, knocked off the foot of Banks. Retrieved, though, outside by the Wildcats. Callaway on a drive. Another foul going to be called against the Knights. Let's see.
Looks like it was on the ground, and I guess, they're calling a hold. It looks like on Katie Garish.
Just her first, but that's the second team foul for the Knights here in the second quarter. Non-shooting foul. There's a drive by Deja Johnson. Wild shot off the glass, no good. Another offensive rebound. Missed on the offensive rebound by the Wildcats by Callaway. Knights with a 3-point lead in the ball. Ballum. Now Jamila Gambi with it. Pass down low to Suava, and she couldn't get the shot to go. No foul called. She got double teamed. Gambi almost got the steal in the backcourt. Randolph drives it up court in a hurry to Callaway. Johnson drives to the basket, drops it off inside, and the shot is good, and a foul is going to be called as Callaway got the shot to go, or Banks did, it looks like, and another foul called on the Knights. That'll be the third team foul for Southern Virginia here in the second quarter. Chance at a 3-point play. As Suava just picked up her second.
It's a good hustle by the Knights there. Just got to plant your feet a little more and stay straight up when you're defending the ball.
And Banks with a 3-point play to tie the game at 22. Try to give you score updates throughout the evening of the men's contest. They're on the road to Washington Lee, just a few miles away in Lexington. And, of course, opening up Capitol Place Saturday at Harrisburg. Missed shot inside by Garish. I think she thought she got fouled, but no foul call. Knights with that pressure defense. Spearheaded by Barnes and also Gambi. Almost a steal. Randolph somehow retrieves the basketball. Goes over to the right side of McMahon. Misses the shot. Another rebound for the Randolph Wildcats, though.
Yeah, giving up offensive rebounds has killed them early in this half here. They got to get that locked down.
Callaway drops it off outside for a jump shot. No good. Rebound, Alexis Barnes. Even at 22. And here come the Knights trying to retake the lead in the second quarter. Gambi's open on the left side. Passes over to Garish, and she got free and scores.
Good work. Only a matter of time. You got to get Katie Garish as many touches as you can. She's been such a good shooter this game.
24-22. Ballum trying to get the steal.
Nice hustle there.
Brindy Ballum doing the job. And here comes Ballum back the other way on offense. It's a shot outside by Butler is blocked. She got her own rebound and draws the contact. She'll go to the foul line.
Way to stay with it there for Butler, going strong to the hole and not being scared of the contact. Way to draw the foul.
Washington Lee early on, 18-14 over Southern Virginia. Knights hanging right with them. Boy, I'm sure Tony Caputo and the men would like to get that win today over at the Warner Center, Washington Lee University.
Yeah, as we talked about before, they've had a hot start, 3-0, bringing that 3-0 record into Washington and Lee, and this would be a great win for the program and to keep that rolling.
Shelby Butler takes the first one, gives the Knights a 3-point lead again. Trying to give them a 4-point lead. That would be the biggest so far tonight, and the Knights have that 4-point lead. Pressure really resulting in some problems for Randolph. Not so many turnovers. They really just seemed like this disrupted their offense. There's a wild shot again by Randolph. Missed. Rebound tied up. A couple of Knights and also Wildcats battling for that ball. And the jump ball position arrow is going to favor the Knights. So the Knights have a really good position here, Seth. They've got a 4-point lead and the basketball.
Yeah, you just want to see a really strong offensive possession here. No turnovers and get a good look.
Ballum gives up her dribble. Now to Butler. Butler was hit as she tried to split a double team and picks up the contact. It'll be a non-shooting foul. A foul on Jay Jarvis. That was her first for Randolph. Second team foul. Gamby inbounding to Alexis Barnes. She'll fire the three. It's short. Rebound. Butler puts it over to Gamby. Her turnaround is short. And Randolph comes away with the rebound. Wildcats up court in a hurry, and they get the easy basket. That was Sarah Wright getting free on the right side. 26-24. Knights still lead by 2. Ballum drops it off to Barnes outside.
They're still trying to feed it into Butler there, but Randolph is getting smart. They're D'ing her up pretty strong. And
I believe that was another 3 seconds call. Was that 3-3-second calls against the Knights here in the first half?
It's at least 2, definitely. 2 on Shelby.
Yeah, you rarely see that call made anymore, and it's happening quite often here against the Knights. A 3-pointer by Randolph outside, left open is Wright. And Sarah Wright has suddenly picked up 5 points, the 5'7" freshman, to give Randolph the lead. The Knights try to get it back. Shot missed. Ball out of bounds, and it's still the Knights basketball.
I think that one they called it 2,
They
Jim.
did, yep. 26-26 your score. Knights had a 26-22 lead in the ball. Suddenly it's tied at 26. Pass inside.
Nice entry pass.
And looks like Butler getting that pass from Barnes. Fouled again.
That was a good catch by Butler. Alexis Barnes, she threw it in there pretty strong. It was coming in hot, but good awareness by Butler.
And now each team has 3 team fouls. 5:07 to go till halftime. All even at 26. The way this first half has gone, Seth, you wonder if this game might come down to the closing seconds. Jump shot outside by Muse. Good! 3-pointer.
Great shot by Muse. If she can get that going, if the Knights would love to see her catch fire because that just adds another weapon to their offensive scheme.
Jarvis gets free the other way, and she can't get the shot to go. Barnes rips down the rebound. 3-point lead for the Knights, 29-26. Gamby, nice pass to Barnes. Knocked away. Gamby picks up the loose ball, fires the jumper, and hits.
Nice shot fake there. Opened up a greater shot for her. Got the defender off her feet and just finished strong. Way to go.
Knights have a 5-point lead. Biggest lead so far. Thinking maybe they had a problem with the shot clock. Maybe started too early or didn't start enough. So Randolph will take it out of bounds again. The Knights with a little 5-0 run here to take their biggest lead so far in this first half, 31-26.
Something with the scorers table, it looks like.
Knights also wanted to bring a couple of substitutions in, Garish and Stout.
For the Knights, number 11, Corey Stout, and number 40, Katie Garrett. Checking back in for the Wildcats, number 3, Taylor Samuels.
So the Knights had a 26-22 lead, and Randolph came right back with 4 straight points, and now the Knights have run off 5 in a row to take a 31-26 lead. And now we'll see how the Wildcats respond. This is right again.
Good
blocked
defense.
Out of bounds by Nicole Muse.
That was impressive. Nicole Muse is not the tallest player on the court, but certainly put in the effort and earned that block right there.
Only 5'5". Shot clock for Randolph at 17 now after that block by Muse. Inbounds pass to Deja Johnson. Passes it down low to Samuels. Outside jump shot by Callaway's no good. And Alexis Barnes with another rebound.
And that was more stout defense by Muse there, forcing that pass to go outside rather than getting an easy layup.
Stout with a 3, and it's too strong. And a great rebound. Tap back by Barnes, but she tapped it to a Randolph player. And Gamby from the other side will pick up the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul. She tried to come in and get the double team and instead ran into the Randolph player.
Yeah, it would have been a nice trap on the sideline there, but she came in too hot and couldn't slow herself down.
Non-shooting foul. 4 team fouls on the Knights. 3 team fouls so far on Randolph. Deja Johnson, foul line jumper, no good. Rebound Garish. Randolph's gone cold from the field, and the Knights have a 5-point lead and a real chance here before halftime to try to work and really expand this lead. They could take advantage of the shooting woes that Randolph's got. They might go in with a double-digit lead as Barnes fires a three. No good, but there is Garish with the stick back. And now the Knights lead by 7 and a steal by Gambee. Gambee drives to the basket, splits a double team and scores.
Wow, when you talk about that athleticism, she came up with the steal and then the nice acrobatic finish. Just the Knights are rolling right now. They got that momentum.
And a timeout is taken by Randolph, and suddenly not only are they shooting the ball poorly, Seth, but now they're starting to have turnovers, and this Knights defense really starting to work. And suddenly Southern Virginia has its biggest lead so far, 35-26 with 3:19 to go till halftime.
Yeah, and the Knights have a great flow for the game right now. They're hustling on defense, and then offensively they're just getting good quality possessions, not turning the ball over really, and they're running time off the clock. So Coach Roberts, I'm sure she couldn't be any happier than she is right now with how this game has gone.
Yeah, she'd love to really get 4 quarters out of her team tonight, get the victory, and then have maybe this carry over to that Capital opener against Penn State Harrisburg on Saturday.
Certainly, as we mentioned, I mean, they only won 4 games last year, and it looks like they're in position to really push for their 3rd straight victory here. So it'll be a huge step up for this program.
They go to Harrisburg on Saturday, and a week from Wednesday they go to Marymount.
Nice
First 2
defense.
Capital games are on the road.
Great defense again. You've seen strong defensive play by Nicole Muse as she tapped that ball out of bounds.
And now here's Angel Tuisavara making her first appearance tonight. Alexis Barnes also checking back in. So you've got Ballum out there along with Tuisavara, Suava, also Alexis Barnes and Katie Garish. Randolph trying to find some offense, and a block by Barnes, and she'll be whistled for the foul as well. So it looks like 2 foul shots coming up here for the Wildcats. 5th team foul against Southern Virginia, so the Wildcats will be shooting from the foul line the rest of the half, the rest of the second quarter here. Sarah Wright, who's got 4 so far tonight, misses the foul shot. So the Wildcats really can't buy a point either from the field or the foul line right now. And that cuts the deficit for Randolph down to 8. You got Muse out there right now with Suava, also Ballum, Garish, and Tuisavara. This is Muse with it. And Garish goes over to Muse on the left side. She goes baseline, nice drive. Knocked away by Randolph. Shot clock's at 8. Nice pass down low to Garish. Another 3-second call.
3-second call, wow.
I think that is 4, at least 3, maybe 4 3-second calls against the Knights here in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, interesting to see it called that much. You know, I'm sure Randolph's happy about that because there's not much they can do to defend Katie Garish right now except for drawing those 3-second calls.
And a turnover for Randolph. Just poor ball control against the Knights' backcourt pressure. And so after basically a turnover with a 3-second call, Randolph turns it right back over. Knights trying to add to an 8-point lead. And Suava will shoot outside, and it's an air ball. And so the Wildcats will have it. And Shelby Butler is going to check in for Suava.
Yep, so it looks like Coach Roberts, she wants to make a nice push here at the end, see if she can extend that lead before halftime. Putting Butler back in, another strong scorer.
Yeah, the way the Knights are going and the way Randolph's shooting the ball, you're thinking maybe the 15 or 16-point lead is possible by halftime.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Roberts feels like no lead is ever big enough. You got to, keep the pedal to the metal and extend this.
Another miss by the Wildcats. Tuisavara passing inside to Garish. She is triple teamed. Ball comes outside to Ballum for the long jumper. It's no good. And the rebound of the Wildcats. Wright is bumped by Tuisavara, and she'll go to the foul line, I believe, for a 1-on-1.
It's important here. The Knights need to either grab this rebound, especially if it's a miss, or at least on this next offensive possession, get some points. She sinks the first one. You need to get some points here on a quality offensive possession. You don't want this lead to shrink or have Randolph even come close to tying it. You want to go in with a decent lead.
And both foul shots are made to make it 35-29 with a minute 55 to go till halftime. Here's Garish with it. Tui Severa will fire the jumper, and it rolls off. Long rebound outside, retrieved by the Wildcats. They've got a fast break going. Samuels all the way is fouled by Muse. Good foul, though, by Muse to stop that shot from going in. She had the choice of either allowing the layup or committing the foul and forcing Samuels to get those 2 points from the foul line instead.
And it looked close. I think she got her with the body. She almost got a piece of that ball. Might have got a piece of it, but certainly got her with the body on that shot.
And Samuels making the first foul shot. So Randolph has been able to hit 3 in a row, 3 points in a row, trying to make it 4. And they do. It's suddenly a 4-point game at 35-31. The Knights' biggest lead, I believe, of this first half has been 9 points. Tui Severa going to fire another jumper. It rattles out. That's a tough miss. She had a good look at it, and it almost went in.
Yeah.
And now the Wildcats down by 4. Knights were in control at 35-26. Now it's 35-31. And another jumper outside, a 3-pointer by Randolph. And just like that, Seth, I believe that is an 8-0 run by the Wildcats to cut a 9-point deficit all the way down to 1 somehow.
Yeah, the shots just haven't fallen for the Knights in these last couple minutes. Nicole Muse with the shot, too long there.
And the rebound to Randolph. And suddenly the Wildcats have a chance to take the lead, actually. And Gamby, or make that Tui Severa, almost had the steal. But instead, it's Banks laying it up and in, and suddenly Randolph has emerged as the leader in this game at 36-35. What a turnaround. We were talking just a few seconds ago about a potential 10 or 15-point halftime lead, especially the way the Wildcats were shooting. And the Wildcats just emerged out of nowhere on fire, and it helped, obviously, to get those foul shots for them.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a few minutes since the Knights have scored. And on the other end, Randolph's making the most of their possessions right now, getting to the foul line, being aggressive, and they stopped turning the ball over.
And we'll see if the Knights can get back onto the scoring column, now trailing 36-35 after they had a 9-point lead. Butler to Tui Severa. Pass down low for Butler, too strong from Ballum. It goes out of bounds.
It was the right idea there on that pass. She threw it to where the open space was under the basket, but Butler just a half a step too late.
15 seconds to go here until halftime. Samuels up court in a hurry. Wide open pass down low to Callaway. She got free. And it's 38-35, and I believe that is 12 straight points by Randolph. Knights will try to score at the buzzer if they can get a shot off, and they will not get a shot off. What a run by the Randolph Wildcats. At the very end, we were talking at 35-26, the way Randolph was struggling. And with just a few minutes to go to halftime, the Knights might actually go into halftime with a 10 or 15-point lead. Instead, it's Randolph with, by my estimation, a 12-0 run, Seth. And suddenly it's the Wildcats on top by 3 here at halftime. That was not what I was expecting.
No, I think we jinxed them, Jim. Maybe we shouldn't mention that next time. But it really just did come down to the Knights. They weren't having bad offensive possessions, but their shots just didn't seem to be falling. And conversely, on the other side, Randolph started playing cleaner, getting to the foul line and just making those shots. So it's definitely not what you want to see at the end of the half, to lose that kind of lead. But it is only a 3-point game, and you know that when your shots are falling, things are good.
Then we talked about it at the very beginning that this is a game that could easily go down to the fourth quarter as Washington Lee now leads Southern Virginia in men's basketball 31-25. So the Knights are hanging right in there with Washington Lee on the road over in Lexington, trailing by 6 here. Randolph with a 3-point lead, but again, Seth, this game has all the makings of a game that could go down to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, these teams certainly look pretty evenly matched, athleticism and their ability here. And both teams are playing with a lot of effort, a lot of really good defensive plays by the Knights. We saw Nicole Muse with the block and the steal. Jamila Gamby also down on the other end with the steal and the finish. So you got to see that keep up in this second half. Whoever's going to play with the most effort and play with the most defense, that's who's going to win this game.
So your halftime score here from the Knight Sports Arena, it is Randolph 38 and Southern Virginia 35. We'll take this little break here from the Knight Sports Arena. Stay with us. The second half is just a few minutes away. Welcome back to the Night Sports Arena. Again, Jim Bresnahan here with you, along with Seth Hansen, ready to bring you second half action here in just a few seconds of Southern Virginia and Randolph. Seth, we're at halftime, 38-35. The Randolph Wildcats actually have the lead. The Knights led at the end of one period, 20-19, and actually had, I believe, a 35-26 lead into the second period. And it looked like Randolph couldn't shoot straight, and suddenly we were talking about the Knights going in with maybe a 10-15 halftime lead, and maybe this game really getting away from Randolph. And just then, Randolph stopped turning the ball over, got some foul shots. I believe they had 4 straight free throws that got them a little closer. Then the Knights started to have problems with turnovers, and Randolph comes up with a big run to take a 3-point halftime lead.
Yeah, if the Knights want to really push this game and take the lead and extend the lead, they've got to get help from some of their other shooters. We're looking at the halftime stats. We see Katie Garnish with 14 points. She had a monster first half. But then the next leading scorer tied is Shelby Butler has 6. Jamila Gamby has 6. So they kind of need some more offensive help because Katie Garnish can't do it all by herself. And on the flip side, Randolph is pretty even across the board. They have 3 players that are in double digits. So it would be nice, if they can get the ball moving, open up some shots for some other people. It could go in the Knights' favor.
And this is anybody's game as we get third quarter play underway with Randolph on top here, 38-35. They missed the first shot of the second half. Another big rebound, though, by Alexis Barnes. Alexis had a lot of rebounds in that first half. She had 5 rebounds in the first half. And the Knights will try to get a little closer, down by 3 to start the second half. It's Garish shooting, missing, got a rebound, and couldn't get the follow to go. Gamby battles for the rebound. It comes out to Stout. So the Knights still have it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Garish down low. Butler, turnaround, jumper up, no good.
That was a great entry pass. Shelby Butler's got to finish with those, though, but good look, and those are the kind of offensive possessions you want.
And McMahon drives all the way and misses. Good defense by Katie Garish to stand up and not foul. And pressure the shooter that time. So the Knights will come right back, trailing only by 3. Garish turnaround. She scores, and she's fouled.
Gets the end one, and Katie Garish picking up where she left off in the first half. She's just so tall, so long in the paint there. There's not much that Randolph can do defensively.
And she pulls her team within 1. And can tie the game with this foul shot. Missed the foul shot, rebound to Randolph. So the Wildcat lead remains 38-37. McMahon's pass to Samuel, threw it away. Turnover for the Wildcats. (38-37). Knights have a couple of players who have gotten valuable minutes in the first couple of games, like Abby Olson, who won't be able to play today, not attending today's game. There's a steal by Randolph. And back the other way, the Wildcats get the layup with Deja Johnson scoring. And the Wildcats back to a 3-point lead. Stout driving, missing, rebound, up and in for the Knights as Garish gets the stick back, 40-39.
And that was a good take there. You see, nice
great
defense
block
by
Garish too.
That was a great take by Corey Stout. Again, she's not the tallest player, but she was aggressive to the hole, and good things happen when you get the ball close to the basket.
Pass comes in, 1-point lead for the Randolph Wildcats. Just offensively right now, Seth, it seems like Garish is single-handedly keeping the Knights in the game. Another good block by Garish.
She really is. She's doing it on both ends, coming up strong. They need to rally around her and give her some help.
Stout driving, turns, fires, and hits.
There you go. Good look there by Corey Stout. They need her to get going. That just add another offensive weapon to what they're doing.
41-40. Barnes and Gamby with that backcourt pressure. It's McMahon breaking it, giving it to the right side. Jumper up and in by Randolph. That's Callaway to hit to make it 42-41, and the Wildcats are back on top. Gamby drives, passes down low to Garish. Blocked from behind by Callaway. Save. Barnes will fire the 3. No good. Rebound to Samuels. Samuels up court in a hurry to McMahon, and she misses the shot. Another rebound for Katie Garish. Gamby will try a shot from the left side and missed. And Samuels will pick up the foul. So Gamby, who took that shot from the left side, was fouled and will shoot 2 foul shots. Samuels picking up her second foul. And the first foul shot is good.
Number 42, Jean Jarvis.
42-42 now. Missed there, and the game stays tied. Backcourt pressure. Deja Johnson working against Gamby. Gets through the defenders. The Samuels down low. Shot blocked again by Garish.
Yeah, Garish has it dialed in right now.
Johnson misses outside.
Garish just going straight up with it, keeping her feet on the ground planted, but coming away with her third block this half.
Here's Barnes driving to the basket. Passes over to Butler. She couldn't hit the shot, but she's fouled, and Butler will go to the foul line. Great pass by Alexis Barnes.
That was a great pass, as you mentioned. As she go into the lane, she kept her eyes up, wasn't just fixated on the basket, but knew Butler was sitting under the hoop, so great entry pass. Good work there.
Now the Knights are getting some opportunities from the foul line, and Butler gives the Knights the lead back at 43-42. And now it's a 2-point lead for Southern Virginia. Warren Moore checking into the game for the Wildcats. Gamby with a steal. Passes over and lost the ball momentarily. It's on the floor. Battle for the loose ball. And I think we're going to have a foul called on Randolph on Deja Johnson.
And those cat-like reflexes there by Jamila Gamby. That's great effort, great hustle. And I can't say enough about her athleticism.
And here in the third quarter, suddenly Randolph has 4 team fouls. So the Knights will be, or the Wildcats, or Southern Virginia that'll be shooting foul shots the rest of the way here in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes into play. Garish gets it over to Gamby on the left side. Now Stout. And now they'll swing it to the right to Alexis Barnes. Inside to Garish, hook shot, good.
That was textbook right there. Nice entry pass, and then when Garish is that close to the hoop, it's game over.
It doesn't seem Randolph has anybody who can stop Garish. And suddenly the Knights, trailing by 3 at halftime, now have a 4-point lead. Their biggest lead in the first half, I think, was 9. Right now it's 46-42. Pass down low. Jarvis fouled by Butler. Jay Jarvis will go to the foul line to shoot 2 for the Randolph Wildcats.
Committed against the Knights, number 41, Shelby Butler. First team foul in the third quarter.
Just the first team foul of the Knights and the first foul of the night for Butler. And a missed foul shot. Have to like the Knights' chances at this stage in the game, Seth, the way Garish is playing. And again, it just seems like she's unstoppable, not just on offense, but defense too.
Yeah, defensively, the best part of this is she's playing great defense and not getting called for the foul. She's not in foul trouble, so everything working for her right now.
46-43, 3-point lead for the Knights. Down low, Butler shoots and scores. Another assist by Garish.
Yeah, I mean, great finish by Butler, but honestly, Katie Garish, she passes the ball as well as she shoots it, just seeing the floor really well and setting up her teammate.
5-point lead for Southern Virginia. And a steal by Gamby. Chance at an easy layup, and she scores to make it a 50-43 game. The Knights have exploded here in the third quarter, going from 3 down to 7 up.
It's great to see them come out of this halftime, even though kind of giving up that lead in the first half. They're coming out and they're playing with confidence. They knew they had the lead in the first half. They knew they could get it back here, and they're responding great.
Callaway is fouled on her drive to the basket. Either Barnes or Windsor, or Barnes or Butler will pick it up.
And I imagine that's what Coach Roberts told them at halftime. Just told them, look, our game plan has been working. Trust the game plan. Trust yourselves and trust each other. Know that this is going to work and that we're going to get back into this. Forget about the first half. We have business to take care of, and they certainly are taking care of it right now. And
it's been their defense to a certain degree, forcing a lot of turnovers. This is a 3-pointer by Wright. It's an air ball. Rebound to Shelby Butler. 7-point lead for the Knights, and they've got the basketball. Stout will fire that rainbow jumper, and it's an air ball. Tapped apparently by Ballum, but it looks like she was out of bounds when she made that effort, and so Randolph will have the basketball. Knights, though, with a 7-point lead with 4:53 to go in the third quarter. Taylor Samuels with the basketball. She averages 14 a game, just hasn't seen the ball enough tonight. Has it right now. Nice pass, and Jarvis scores to make it 50-45. So the Knights lead right now is 5. Stout to Barnes. She'll shoot the 3 from the top of the key, and she was fouled, and she'll get 3 foul shots. Callaway bumped into her.
Drew the foul there. I think it's really good. Oh, they're calling it a 2. They said her foot was on the line, but
yep.
I think it's good that Alexis Barnes takes those shots because she has the ability to make them. She's that kind of athlete that she can hit with somebody in her face. So get her in rhythm, get her a shot to make those buckets, and good things will happen.
First foul shot is up and good to give the Knights a 6-point lead.
Substitution for the Wildcats, number 22, Kaylin Banks.
So to really free up Garish and Butler inside, you've got to be able to hit that shot from outside, no matter who you are. Whether it's Gamby or perhaps Barnes. Alexis trying to make the second foul shot, and she does not, misses it. 6-point lead for the Knights. Randolph loses the basketball, scramble for the ball.
Oh. That's an interesting call there. It looked like they both were just going for the ball.
It was a quick whistle, too.
They called it.
Called on Randolph.
They did. They called it on. I thought they called it on Corey Stout. She certainly didn't. I don't think she was big enough to knock anybody down there, so it looks like the refs got it right.
And it looks like she's going to get a 1-on-1 out of it. Chance to add to this 6-point lead here. And the Knights get an all-important foul shot to make it 52-45. And 2 big foul shots there. 8-point lead for the Knights, 53-45. I think their biggest lead tonight has been 9.
Oh,
and a steal by Gamby. Gamby trying to pass it over to Ballum. She's fouled over the back, and now Ballum will go to the foul line for some foul shots.
Yeah, and questionable pass there after she made the steal, but we've talked, we keep mentioning Jamila Gamby is just such a good athlete. She kind of stands out on the court when she's playing her game, so good work there, good hustle.
She had 1 steal in the first half. I would imagine she's got 2 or 3 at least here in the second half.
But Jamila, she's perfect for Coach Roberts' system. Coach Roberts loves to go up-tempo in that full-court press, and Jamila's perfect for that type of defense.
54-45, 9-point lead, matching the biggest lead so far tonight for the Knights at 9 points. And this backcourt pressure suddenly is starting to take its toll on the Randolph Wildcats. Wildcats get it across the timeline. This is Deja Johnson. She'll fire the jumper outside, left it short. And Barnes with another rebound. They look to go inside, trying to get it to Garish inside. Now they'll swing it over to the left. Passes to Butler, and she scores. Shelby Butler with a defender in her face, and the Knights have an 11-point lead. That's their biggest lead so far tonight. What an impressive third quarter this has been. Knights have scored 21. Randolph has 7.
Yeah, Wade to come out hot in this second half, and you see offensively they're moving the ball well, crisp, clean passes. They're not forcing any bad shots. Really impressive, really impressive.
And much like we were talking about in the second quarter when the Wildcats were down by 9 and wondering how they were going to make a comeback, you kind of wonder if they've got a comeback here left in the second half, now trailing by their biggest deficit, 11. There's a jump shot left side, no good. Rebound to Randolph. Looks like they're going to call that on Garish.
It looks like it. I thought the Randolph defender there might have gone over the back, or not the defender, but the Randolph player, but it looks like they're going to call and get Garish for that one.
That's her third foul. We'll see if she comes out here or stays in the game. Looks like she's going to stay in for the time being with 3 fouls. Pass inbounds to Jarvis. She got free to make it 56-47. Nine-point lead for the Knights. Stout will take that jump shot, and it's short. Rebound to Randolph, knocked out of bounds by Gambee. Well, she's all over the place defensively.
She really is. Even if it's not a steal every time, they're thinking about her in the back of the head, knowing that she's going to be somewhere and they got to protect the ball. So it's really good. She can get them out of their game, get them thinking too much rather than just playing. Good effort there.
Suava will check in for Garish, who's got those 3 fouls now. So you've got Ballum out there along with Gambee, Stout, Suava, and Butler. And Gambee's called for the foul. You're going to run into that once in a while when you play a pressing defense like that, body contact.
Yep.
And that's the 15th foul of the night, so Deja Johnson will go to the foul line. Makes it 56-48. Still a healthy lead here for the Knights, 8 points. Missed the shot, rebound, long rebound to Randolph. Ball's on the floor, and it's still picked up by the Wildcats. Deja Johnson has it now. Now Wright driving, right side, misses the shot. Butler and Wright went up for it.
Looks like it's a Knights ball, the possession arrow. Good work. Now with Katie Garish off the court, they've got to find some offense, keep feeding it down low to Butler or someone else on the wing, find an open shot.
Stout's got it right now with an 8-point lead for the Knights. Trying to go down low to Suava, and she had the ball knocked away. It's on the floor, picked up by Randolph. Deja Johnson up court in a hurry to McMahon, and she scores to make it 56-50.
Boy, this feels like the end of the first half, doesn't it, Jim?
Just a little.
Yep. Need to find some offense here.
Knights could really use a basket to stop this little run here by the Randolph Wildcats, and a steal for the Wildcats. Now Deja Johnson, that was a foul called on Gambee. There was hardly any contact there.
Yeah, that's an interesting call there by the ref.
Just the player was heading up court. Gambee with little bumps. She gets the foul call. That's her 3rd foul. And now Deja Johnson will go to the foul line. Chance to pull her team a little closer from the charity stripe. And she got the first one to go. Knights had an 11-point lead, 56-45, and Randolph has scored 6 straight points. Now it's 56-52. Hughes will check in, replacing Gambee, who picked up the 3rd foul.
And this has got to be a tough spot for Coach Roberts. I know she wants Garish back in there, but with those 3 fouls, she's really got to sit her for these next few minutes till the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up 4th heading into the 4th period.
And another 3-second.
That's got to be 4 or 5 for the entire game.
Yep.
And basically those are kind of turnovers, and that's just Butler maybe a little too long in the lane, especially when you know they're going to call it. You got to watch that. Lead right now is 4 for the Knights. Randolph on a 7-0 run.
Travel, okay.
Traveling is the call against Callaway of the Wildcats. See what the Knights can do this trip down with a 4-point lead. Stout almost lost the ball. Muse has it. Suava's going to take the jump shot and miss.
Nice rebound.
On the
thought
floor.
She had it.
Randolph had it. Did they get a timeout, or will they go to the jump ball position arrow? They're going to give Randolph the timeout.
Yeah, these last few possessions, it's been a few minutes since they've scored. You'd really like to see someone like Stout or one of the other ball handlers try and draw some contact, maybe get to the foul line, just change it up a little bit because these last few possessions have gone cold.
Yeah, Gamby's got 3 fouls, and again, Garish has 3 fouls. And Randolph has really made this run, Seth, when Garish picked up that 3rd foul and sat down.
Yeah, Garish, again, she's kind of been the whole team tonight. Not the whole team, but she's certainly been a very impactful, significant player. They've been running the offense through her, and defensively she's come up pretty big.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that she's the #1 offensive target they've been looking for. And it's right now Washington Lee in men's basketball over Southern Virginia 56-32, so the Generals are starting to pull away from the Knights. Knights will be, again, both teams, men and women, playing at Penn State Harrisburg Saturday. Capital Conference opener. Of course, last year in men's basketball against Harrisburg on this home floor, Penn State Harrisburg, I believe, had 5 technicals. It was a wild contest. You wonder if there's going to be any carryover all these months later to their first rematch at Harrisburg on Saturday.
Yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on. I was at that game, Jim. I was actually cheerleading at that game, and yeah, it was an interesting game to watch for sure. Hopefully none of that carries over, as we mentioned. Just be about basketball, none of the extra stuff.
56-52 here. The Knights trying to hold on for a victory against Randolph. Pass down low to Butler. Blocked from behind by Callaway. Ahead the pass comes to McMahon. And McMahon ran into Muse. The ball went out of bounds, and they're going to call block on Muse. That will send McMahon for Randolph to the foul line.
You know, the other thing about this quarter is some of those calls that could have gone either way. It really feels like they're not falling in Southern Virginia's way right now, which has really set them back, just like that foul did right there.
At one point in this 3rd quarter, the Knights had surged to a 56-45 lead. Now it's 56-52. And Mara McMahon's first foul shot is no good. Randolph has missed some foul shots tonight. They still trail by 4. Suava checks out. Shot was missed. Long rebound comes to Randolph on a missed foul shot. It was missed so badly, the long rebound was retrieved by the shooting team. Wright lost the ball, got it back, passes outside to Deja Johnson. Her drive to the basket, scores to make it 56-54. And a steal by Randolph. Wright with the steal on the pass by Stout, and Randolph suddenly can tie this game or take the lead to 3 with 19 seconds left in the quarter. Deja Johnson driving to the left baseline, left her shot short. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Wildcats, and the Knights have it with 9 seconds to go, a chance to play for the last shot of the 3rd period. See if the Knights can get a good shot here in the final 7 seconds. Trying to maybe go to Butler. And will they get a shot off at all? Ballum, step back jumper.
Oh,
good!
My goodness.
And it counts.
Wow.
Boy, they really needed that basket.
Yeah, that was huge. That's their first bucket in like 4 minutes, it feels like. But, man, she took a step back. She had to be a couple feet behind the three-point line and sunk it.
And if the Knights go on to win this basketball game, circle that shot.
Yeah, that was a very timely shot there. You know, it was deja vu from that first half, but, you know, they finished good on a high note there, and they still have that 5-point lead going into the 4th. I imagine we'll see Katie Garish get back in the game. Same with Jamila Gamby. Yep. You'll probably see her with her defensive skills. So hopefully they can come out swinging in this first part of the quarter.
Yeah, the only question for Garish and Gamby is will they play with their normal game or will they play a little tentative? If they do pick up a 4th foul, will they keep on playing until they pick up a 5th, or will they be brought out of the game for a few minutes?
You know, if I'm Coach Roberts, and I'm not, that's why she's got the job and I don't, but I think I would encourage Jamila to be as aggressive as she's been because she causes so many problems for the other team. With Katie Garish, however, I might tell her to ease off a little bit. Just offensively, she brings so much. You need her on the offensive end, but they both play a different style of game, but both equally important, especially in the 4th quarter.
59-54. We'll see if that three-pointer that Bala made right at the end of the third quarter, if that can spark the Knights to maybe go on a run here. Right before that shot, Randolph had a chance to actually take the lead. They were down by 11 in this third period, but suddenly they'll start the fourth quarter down by 5.
Yep, and you're seeing the original starting lineup coming out here in the fourth. I think that's a good call by Coach Roberts. Just kind of got to hope no one picks up any more fouls, namely Jamila and Katie Garish there.
And you look at the numbers right now. Katie Garish, 10 of 16 from the floor, and she's got 20 points to lead all scorers. And she also has, in addition to the 20 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, very impressive, very strong game by Katie Garish.
Jamila Gamby with 4 steals tonight. So Randolph will start this fourth quarter with the basketball, trailing here 59-54. Both teams at times are struggling with turnovers. Wildcats have 17 turnovers for the game. The Knights only have 12, though. Randolph has out-rebounded Southern Virginia 31-26. This is Deja Johnson with it for the Wildcats. She passes from left to right, and the shot is no good, and a foul, and it's going to be on Garish, I believe. That would be her 4th.
Yeah,
That's exactly the situation you were talking about. When that situation occurs, if you're Garish, you just kind of back up and don't raise your hands and let the shot go. Instead, she picked up her 4th foul, and the free throw is missed by Banks. Garish will come out of the game, replaced by Ballon.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She looked like she was in good position, but instead of keeping her hands straight up, she kind of reached over, and Randolph drew the contact there, and unfortunate for the Knights.
59-55. Lead right now for Southern Virginia is at 4 points. So it goes back to that question, where will the Knights go to get their offense with Garish out of the game and 20 points? Stout passing down low, threw it out of bounds. I think it was touched by Banks. So it'll still be Knights basketball with 17 on. Nope, we're going to say it was not touched by Randolph. And so the Wildcats will get it on the Knights turnover. Backcourt pressure by Southern Virginia. Pass comes to McMahon, hit from behind by Gamby. They ran into each other inadvertently, but Gamby just picked up her 4th foul.
I don't really understand that call. It looked like they both were going for the ball, and Jamila
incidental contact, if you want to use that term.
Yeah, Jamila has every right to that ball as Randolph did, but that's how the refs saw it, and now you're going to see Jamila come off the floor.
So both Gamby and Garish picked up their 4th foul in the opening 30 seconds of this fourth quarter. We'll see how that impacts the game in the next few minutes for the Knights. The Knights still have a 4-point lead. Deja Johnson put it on the floor, lost the basketball, tied up.
It's a Knights ball. Possession arrow.
Knights will have it.
Now, if I'm Coach Roberts, I'm telling my team, I'm looking at Corey Stout, I'm looking at Alexis Barnes, I'm telling them to be aggressive, go into the hole, trying to draw some contact. They haven't been to the free throw line, it feels like, in quite some time. So here's an opportunity here to jumpstart your offense.
Now you really just got to run your normal offense at this point. You're not really looking at the shot clock or the game clock per se. Too much time left on the clock for worrying about the game clock right now. As Barnes drives to the lane and no foul called, and she couldn't get the shot to go. A tie up, and now the jump ball position arrow will favor the Randolph Wildcats.
That was exactly what I was hoping for, though. It was good to see her go strong to the hole. Unfortunately, couldn't draw the contact. And good effort by Shelby Butler there, but possession arrow to Randolph.
Knights trying to go with that backcourt pressure. Samuels broke the pressure. And the foul is picked up by Muse. Samuels will pick it up.
Good work there by Muse to plant her feet and draw the contact. That's not always the funnest thing to do, but a really unselfish play to give your team the ball back.
And we'll see if the Knights could take advantage of essentially, although it was a foul on Samuels, essentially a turnover. Samuels, by the way, the leading scorer for Randolph, just fouled out of the game. That was her 5th. So there's a big loss for the Randolph Wildcats, losing their team's leading scorer through the first few games of the season.
Yeah, not just her offense, but her senior leadership as well.
Yeah, travel on Stout is called. teams struggling on offense here at times throughout the contest. Each team has really looked very good at times going on runs, Seth, but they, maybe because of the other team's defense, just can't maintain those runs.
Yeah, it's been a real streaky game, to say the least. You know, whoever's going to catch fire here in the fourth is probably who's going to win this game.
Banks didn't take the three. McMahon with 7 on the shot clock. Here's Deja Johnson driving. And a foul. Let's see, it's going to be called maybe on Ballum. Yep, Ballum, I believe, will pick that one up.
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite of what we saw at the men's game last week, Jim. They're calling this really tight. Any type of contact feels like they're getting the whistle.
This one may be decided by free throw shooting. Pass inside to Banks. She got free, missed the shot, and Barnes tries to save it, but he saves it right to Banks. Banks will shoot a quick jumper and hits. 59-57. Knights really need a basket. Where will they get it from? It's Barnes trying a jump shot outside.
Who did they call that travel on? Was it Barnes?
Or was it another 3 seconds call?
I think the one official signal travel, I guess they called it on Barnes.
Didn't really see her travel.
No, it was interesting. It begs the question, Jim. I mean, how long can Coach Roberts keep Katie Garish off the floor? I know she doesn't want her to pick up that 5th foul, but
Banks is fouled by Butler, and she'll go to the foul line to shoot 2, and she can tie the game with these free throws.
Fouls against the Knights, number 41, Shelby Butler. 14 fouls.
And you wonder too, Seth, Garish has missed a number of minutes here in the second half. You wonder if she can just get right back in, plug herself right back into the game, and pick up and pretty much perform like she did in the first half, or if it'll throw her game off a little bit as the first foul shot is missed.
yeah, that's a good point. Hopefully she hasn't gone cold. You got to think she's going in soon, though, and you just tell her you got to be aggressive on offense, and then defensively maybe stick Butler down more in the middle and let Katie Garish play on the wing a little bit. But got to do something. If you can't find another player to get hot, then it has to be Garish.
Yeah, and if Garish were to pick up a 5th or Gamby were to pick up a 5th, it'd be pretty much similar to Randolph. They had one of their best players, Samuels, pick up a 5th foul, and she's out of the contest. And right now, where the Knights are kind of struggling on offense, you don't want to see your best offensive performer tonight, Garish, pick up a 5th foul and sit out.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for sure. One of those problems you have as a coach. Looks like Garish is still going to be off the floor here, but it can't be for too much longer. I'm thinking within the next 1 or 2 minutes, you're going to see her get off the bench because the Knights need a spark.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Roberts would love to see it maybe come from Shelby Butler. First foul shot by Banks was missed. And here comes the second one with a 2-point lead for the Knights. And now it's 59-58.
Now you're going to see a pressure by Randolph, full court press, hoping to cause the turnover. Maybe this will open up some lanes for the Knights.
Barnes drives in, tries to get it to Butler, and
There we
she's
go.
fouled. And
There we
Shelby
go.
will shoot 2.
That's exactly what they needed. Good entry pass there and by Alexis Barnes, and then Shelby to bring in the pass and go up strong with the ball.
Knights, number 41, Shelby Butler.
And Shelby makes it 60-58.
And that's their first points of this fourth quarter.
Substitution for the Wildcats. Checking back in, number 42, Jay Jarvis.
And Butler makes it a 3-point lead for the Knights, 61-58 Southern Virginia.
Butler's a good free throw shooter. Would love to see her get to the line a few more times before this one's over.
Let's drop back defensively now. Randolph can tie with the 3, get within 1 with a 2-pointer. Passing to Banks. Banks outside to right, left her shot short. Banks with a rebound, tied up by Muse.
Good work by Muse there.
Knights ball.
Good work to not get the foul, but really just get her hands on the ball, and it goes in the Knights' favor.
3-point lead for Southern Virginia. Ballum up court to Muse. Back to Ballum. It'll be Muse with a jump shot. It's up and no good. What a rebound by Butler. Couldn't get the follow to go. And Ballum trying to chase it down before it went out of bounds. She was the last to touch it apparently, so it's going to be Randolph basketball. 61-58. Banks will work it up. That's probably where they really miss Samuels, is the ball handling. Samuels, their top scorer heading into the game today, picked up a 5th foul. She's out of the game. Wright drives down and misses the shot. Banks with the follow. She couldn't get the shot to go, but she missed a follow attempt again. Several misses by the Wildcats, and the Knights have a 3-point lead in the basketball. Stout to Barnes. Shoots, too strong. Barnes with her own rebound. Stick back is no good.
Oh,
Tough
man.
miss there.
Yeah, I thought she had it on once she got her own rebound. Good hustle there, but just too strong on the follow-up.
And we'll see if Barnes picked up the foul. Might have been a frustration foul with all that work she was putting in.
Yep, and Randolph is shooting the 1-and-1, it looks like.
Yep, that was Barnes picking up her 4th. Looks like Gamby's ready to check in, but not Garrish right now. 61-58, Jay Jarvis, the foul shooter here for the Wildcats, and she misses. Wildcats have missed several foul shots that have allowed them to just not be able to overtake Southern Virginia right now as Gamby checks back in for the Knights.
Yeah, in this game, if Randolph can't pull off this comeback, you might look at free throws as being a big reason why.
And Jarvis missed that one. .58, and on a move to the hoop, it was Barnes, and she's fouled.
It's important here. That's 3 now on Randolph. It's important to draw them into another one because you want to be in shooting 1-and-1 and get to the line any way you can. They've been shooting their free throws well. Anything you can do to help the offense.
There's a pass inside to Butler, and the ball's knocked away by Randolph. So the Wildcats have the ball, trailing by 3. But Randolph asking that question, much like the Knights, Seth, where will their offense come from? And Wright had her shot blocked, picked up by Ballum. Ballum will try to go all the way, and she's fouled, and she'll shoot 2 foul shots.
And that's exactly why you get Jamila Gamby back in the game. Those are the kind of plays that she causes and brings that energy and that life to your team. So good work there.
And so now it'll be Brindy Ballum going to the foul line, the junior out of Chantilly, Virginia, 5'5". And she gives the Knights a 4-point lead. Muse will check in. Stout's out, so you got Muse out there with Ballum and Butler and Gamby and Barnes. And now it's a 5-point lead for Southern Virginia.
Yeah, interesting. We're still not seeing Garrish in there, but maybe coach is just waiting to see. They still have the lead. It's a 5-point lead now. Maybe she's just waiting to hold off another minute or two before risking putting her back in.
Randolph goes down low, and the shot rims out. Rebound, Ballum.
That ball, there you go.
Gamby takes the shot, misses it, got her own rebound, and she's fouled, and she'll shoot 2 foul shots.
A good sportsmanship there by Randolph. Didn't mean to have that much contact as she helped Jamila up off the floor. And again, good effort on Jamila's part. Jamila Gamby getting that rebound and putting her in the good spot.
Garrish ready to check in now, it looks like. And if you're the Knights, especially when you got Garrish in there, is it too soon here, Seth, to maybe start thinking about when you get a 30-second shot clock to maybe at least take 20 seconds off the shot clock?
No, I don't think so at all. I think that would be a smart play. You want to limit Randolph's possessions as much as you can. And, if you're going to get Garrish back in the game, it's not a bad idea. Run some clock and then get it down to her down low and let her go to work.
Quick advantage for Jamila Gamby, and she'll go to the foul line to shoot 2 to try to give her team a 7-point lead. And it's 64-58. And the Knights have really hit their foul shots when you compare the way they're shooting foul shots compared to Randolph. It's really, I don't know if that's going to be the deciding factor, but it's certainly one of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's been huge for them this game. They've taken advantage of it when they've gotten there.
Missed that one. Still a 6-point lead, though, for Southern Virginia. And I'm not sure where the Wildcats are going to get their offense, and they're down by 6. Let's see who they turn to offensively. Pass down low, knocked away. Another steal for the Knights. They run a fast break the other way to Gambee. A pull-up jumper, it's good.
A non-conventional shot on the fast break, but it worked for. Good work there to get the defender off balance.
66-58. 8-point lead now for Southern Virginia. They are in control. Deja Johnson passing to Banks, and she scores to make it 66-60. Still a 6-point lead for the Knights with 4:25 to go. Timeout taken here, I believe, by Southern Virginia. Let's see what the call is. No timeout apparently.
I'm not sure what that was.
Knights have a 6-point lead in the basketball. Barnes will take a 3. Missed it. Not sure they wanted that shot, at least not that quickly. And Randolph gets the rebound. Deja Johnson gets through 2 defenders. And Wright will pop the jumper and hits to make it 66-62. So an 8-point lead is down to 4. Every time we write off Randolph, they come back, Jeff.
Yep.
Gambee with a jumper. She can't get it to go. And Randolph comes away with the rebound. And Gambee is going to be called for, that's her 5th foul. I didn't see a whole lot of contact there, not for a 5th foul, but that will send Randolph to the foul line the other way. I'm not sure Jamila wanted to go out with a ticky-tack foul. There was hardly any contact there.
Yeah, that was a touch foul at best, and that's being generous right there. It looked like she was in good position with her hands straight up, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
So it's 66-62. Randolph on a 4-0 run. They were down 66-58. The Knights were in control, leading by 8, and now Randolph was going to try to cut into a 4-point deficit. This is Alexis Calloway at the line. And she misses the first foul shot. All these misses by Randolph, keeping the Knights ahead.
Yeah, they've certainly been fortunate, the Knights have. Randolph not been capitalizing at the charity strike.
And it's 66-63.
I think now you definitely have to worry about running the clock here. Take your time with the ball.
See if they go to Garish. Garish looking down low. She is fouled. So Garish has a chance to add to the Knights' point total from the foul line. Big foul shot here. 67-63. 4-point lead for Southern Virginia. And Barnes will check in for Muse.
Barnes is in a little foul trouble too, so we're hoping now that some of these players on the floor for the Knights can play some solid defense and stay on the floor.
Yeah, Barnes has 4 fouls. Garish has 4. Those are 2 players with 3:35 to go. You don't want to lose. Knights by 5. Ballum almost got the steal.
Good defense.
3-pointer left side. Up and no good. Big miss there. Rebound to Wright for the Randolph Wildcats. Banks driving, shooting, and scoring. 68-65, a 3-point lead again for the Knights. Stout drives to the lane and got the shot to go. What a big shot there.
Real strong drive there by Corey Stout. Good work to finish it off.
And a steal by the Knights. And an over and back by Barnes. She got the ball and then He was just too close to the midcourt line and went into the backcourt.
Well, how about the courage by Stout there? She's, again, not the tallest player, but that didn't stop her from going down low and
I haven't
finishing.
seen her in too many situations where she's worried about height disadvantage. And that was a big shot, too. Gave her team a 5-point lead. Johnson, pull-up jumper, good. Deja Johnson makes it 70-67. Randolph trying to hang with the Knights. Cuts that deficit back to 3. Pass down low. And Deja Johnson fouled Garish, trying to steal the ball, so Garish will go to the foul line. Boy, if Garish can get enough foul shots here in the fourth quarter, so she might wind up with a 30-point game.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
That's considering the amount of minutes she spent on the bench, that would be something.
Yeah, it would be real impressive. She's been so clutch tonight for the Knights.
Missed that foul shot. It's 70-67. Still 2:27 to go in the fourth quarter. That one's too strong. Rebound to Banks. Looks like Banks, number 22, and Johnson, number 11, are handling the ball a lot here for Randolph down the stretch. Three-pointer. It's no good. Big miss there for the Randolph Wildcats.
Lucky it rimmed out there for the Knights. Need a good possession here. Take some clock off the scoreboard.
This is Stout with it. Garish passing down low to Butler, and she scores.
Great play. Good work there by Butler to get in position, but then to corral in that pass and finish. Good work there.
72-67. 5-point lead for the Knights. Right. She walked with the basketball.
Oh, good call. There we go.
Traveling to call, and it's a turnover, and the Knights have a 5-point lead and the basketball now. And a timeout will be taken by Randolph with 1:41 to go. And the Knights, again, every time we say they're in control of a game, it seems like Randolph makes a charge. But right now, the Knights have a 5-point lead and the basketball, Seth.
Yeah, certainly credit to Randolph. They're showing some resiliency and not quitting. Also on the Knights, they've given up a couple, leads that they've had, but they're still trying to finish strong here, and they're in a good position right now with only 1:41 left on the clock.
And right now it's 86-51, Washington over Southern Virginia in men's basketball. Just under 5 minutes to go in that game, so it looks like Washington will get the win there, and the men's team will drop to 3-1 of the season. But again, they've got that big Capital Conference road opener coming up against the Penn State Harrisburg. Both the men and the women. Women will play at 1 o'clock, the men to follow. We mentioned last year, Penn State Harrisburg came in here. Knights were able to win. Penn State Harrisburg had 5 technicals. A lot of physical play in that game. And you wonder if any of the players who returned from that game to the game coming up on Saturday might remember that.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to forget. It'll be a good game, a close contest. Hopefully, again, that people keep their emotions under control and it can just be a clean game about basketball.
That's a chance for both teams, the men and women, to try to get the season off to a good start in Capital Conference play, because the men only won 3 conference games last year and the women only won 1 conference game last year.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Knights. Hopefully they can jump out to that early start.
5-point lead, minute 35 to go. Knights in control, especially if they can make a basket here. Pelham, Stout has it now. Working that shot clock a little bit. Inside to Butler. Shot is good.
And that was a great possession. That time they ran the clock a little bit and finished with a strong bank shot by Shelby Butler.
And right now it looks like this game is for the Knights to lose. They've got a big lead now, 7 points. Driving layup, no good. Rebound, Garish.
Ooh, quick pass, but
Stout is double teamed.
Oh my goodness.
And they rule jump ball possession arrow instead of a foul.
That is a very questionable call at best. It looked like the defender had her arms wrapped around from behind on Cordy Stout. I can't understand that call, but here we go.
Randolph with still a chance. If they can hit a 3, McMahon missing that one. Rebound to Barnes, and now the Knights will try to milk the clock a little bit. 7-point lead, 52 seconds to go. Stay with us for the postgame. We hope to hear if the Knights go on to win tonight from maybe a player and Coach Roberts, and get their thoughts on not only this big win over Randolph, but The Penn State Harrisburg Capital Conference opener as Garish scores inside. And that might really put the seal on it. (76-67). McMahon the other way. Fouled by Stout, it looks like. Still a 9-point lead with just 29 seconds to go. This one almost seems unlosable for the Knights. And it would be a big home victory. And Southern Virginia, they would go to 3-0 on the season.
Yeah, well, I don't remember when the last time the Knights women's basketball would have started 3-0. So great progress made by this program from last year, where, as we mentioned before, only won 4 games last year. Already going to be at 3 if they can close this one out, and feeling good as they head into conference play.
And wouldn't that be something if both the men and the women can go to Harrisburg Saturday and get victories? 1 out of 2 from the foul line, 76-68. Randolph with backcourt pressure, but they're not fouling right now. And there's a foul. Stout is fouled with just 25 seconds to go. Randolph won the game between these two teams last year in Lynchburg. Different story here today, although this was a game that was, again, a game of runs here, Seth, as the Knights had a big first half lead. They led 35-26. Then Randolph went on a run to take the lead at halftime. The Knights had a big third quarter run to go on top by 11. Randolph came right back, but the Knights were able to respond here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, there are times where, you know, if you blow a big lead, a lot of times that can deflate you emotionally, but the Knights have responded well and kept after it and trusted the process, and it's going to pay off for them.
Another big foul shot by Corey Stout. Another area of the game where the Knights really can count on maybe being one of the positive factors to a victory was free throw shooting, I think, tonight.
Yeah, huge factor. And on the flip side, that's really been Randolph's Achilles heel tonight, not doing very well from the foul line.
This shot, rebound Ballum, and she's fouled with just 8 seconds to go. And this one will go into the win column tonight for Southern Virginia with a 78-68 lead with just 8 seconds, 8.9 on the clock.
And this, you know, I know a couple of their first 2 games have been pretty wide margins, pretty big blowouts, but this is probably the most impressive win. They're at double digits right now against a good Randolph team, not a bad team at all. And the Knights have handled them for most of the game, and I imagine Coach Roberts is ecstatic. She's got to be thrilled.
And Kaylee Rucker, 5'5" freshman out of Chula Vista, California, into the game for Stout, her first appearance. Ballum's foul shot is no good. Corey Stout, another key player tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, she's did a lot of the point guard duties, really handled the ball well, drove the ball inside a few times, and a really nice game for her.
79-68. 8 seconds left. Three-pointer attempt by Randolph, no good. Knights got the rebound, and that's going to do it. So the Knights win 79-68. And coming up here shortly, Seth, we'll have interviews, hopefully, with Coach Heather Roberts, as well as potentially a player, maybe a Katie Garish, perhaps. Katie Garish, despite the foul trouble, and despite sitting out several minutes in the second half, one of the big offensive performers tonight.
Yeah, this was really a coming out kind of game for her. This, you know, she dominated on both ends of the floor, putting up, I don't know have the official stat yet, but above 20 points, which is just amazing for her. And, you know, they're going to look for her to keep that going, and they're going to rally around her going forward in the season. And amazing, she's a freshman, and she's already kind of taken the team by the horns and shown that she's a leader out there.
And the Knights not only get the victory, but they showed the ability to fight off negative runs tonight.
Yeah, you know, as we mentioned, it's easy to get down on yourself when you give up a lead. Emotionally, it's tough as a player to stay up, but they responded well and didn't quit. And it happened a couple times, but they kept with it and came out with an 11-point victory.
Katie Garish, one of the stars again. Jamila Gambi had some big plays defensively, some big steals. Alexis Barnes as well. And again, Corey Stout from the point guard really almost played flawless.
Yeah, it was a great game. You really saw them come together as a team, too. There were times last year where there was some individual basketball being played, but tonight they played as a team, and they have that trust in each other, and it really paid off for them.
And now the Knights look ahead to Saturday when they take on Penn State Harrisburg in their Capital Conference opener.
Yep, going to be a big test, but a great opportunity, as you mentioned, a great opportunity for them to get a victory and start 1-0 in conference play, which is the ultimate goal.
So where do you see this team right now coming off this game tonight as perhaps their most positive areas? And it looks like we got Katie Garrett here to join us.
Awesome. Hey, Katie, congratulations on the win. You obviously had a big impact on the game. Can you just talk about a little bit of what the game plan was coming into the game tonight?
Oh, it was to win.
Yeah.
It was to win. We knew it was going to be a tougher team than the teams that we played before, but we knew that if we came out strong and we worked a lot, so we just put everything working into practice, and that's what we wanted to bring it to the game. So.
Great, awesome, yeah, and it looked like from the get-go, it looked like the game plan offensively was to get you the ball, get you a lot of touches.
Yeah, we knew I was going to be an advantage to the team.
Right.
Considering their height, so we knew they were a more athletic team, but we brought it to them. So.
And it says here, the official stat line, you finished with 26 points. Is that a career high for you? Have you ever finished with anything more than that?
I think once maybe in AU, but no, not in college.
Awesome. Well, we certainly look forward to you continuing this as you go forward. Just give us what are your guys' goals as a team going forward? Realistically, you're coming up. You're playing Penn State Harrisburg this weekend. What are your thoughts on that upcoming matchup?
I'm excited. I'm super excited, especially with this win. We knew this game was going to prepare us for Penn. So that's what we wanted, was to win this game and then take it game by game and get our wins. So
awesome. Spoken like a true leader. We appreciate you taking some time with us. You go ahead and go celebrate with your team, and good luck this Saturday.
Thank you.
So a big victory for the Knights, and you look at the final box score here, Seth, and again, Katie Garrish, as you mentioned, 26 points, 10 rebounds. What can you say about her effort today?
It's very clear to me that Katie Garrish has played a number of basketball games. She not only has the skill to do it, but mentally her basketball IQ is just through the roof, making good decisions with the ball. And she didn't back down from the pressure. It was obvious that they were going to lean heavy on her this game, and she rose to the challenge, and this is not much more you can ask of a freshman, no less.
So Katie Garrish had 26 points. Shelby Butler had 16 points. That's a pretty good number for her, too. She also had 5 rebounds. Jamila Gamby, 4 steals. We mentioned Corey Stott, another key player. She had 7 assists and just 3 turnovers by my count, along with 8 points.
Yeah, 7 assists by your point guard. That's what you like to see. But strong game all the way around for all these players.
And now we will have Coach joining us here.
Coach Roberts, congratulations on a great win against a pretty good Randolph College team. Can you tell us a little bit just what your game plan was going in and just how your team played overall?
So we played these guys last year and we lost by 8 at their place. So we knew that we were kind of right in the ballpark. So we talked about we wanted to limit our turnovers. We thought they would press us, but the kids did a pretty good job handling it, so they pulled out. Sorry. Okay. And then so we also, though, felt we had the inside advantage, so we wanted to make sure we got the ball in. So I thought for the most part we did that pretty well, except the second quarter when you see we didn't shoot very well, then we decided to start jacking up a lot of shots. And so we just tried to get out there, pound the ball inside and make them beat us there. And so I thought we did a good job.
Yeah, it was pretty clear from where Jim and I were standing that the game plan was to get the ball to Butler and to Katie, who had a career high, it looks like tonight. She finished with 26 points and 10 rebounds. What can you say about her performance?
Well, and we knew she was going to be good, and we knew she was going to be special. She's got great hands. She doesn't play like a freshman, so we're just like super pleased she's here. And if you would have seen her 2 weeks ago, we had our first scrimmage. She didn't make a basket, and so she was very nervous. And then we were like, just keep hanging in there. But she does a good job getting position, and she was key to us winning tonight because it took Shelby a little while to get going, and then she really came on in the second half and really carried us in the second half. But I thought Katie carried us in the first half.
Yeah, what a great advantage that you have the opportunity. I know last year you leaned on Shelby Butler now quite a bit last season. So now to have Katie and Shelby out there at the same time, that has to just give you so many mismatches on the offensive end.
Well, it does. And I told Shelby, I'm like, your dream just came true because everyone doubled on her, and now they can't double on Shelby anymore. So I'm imagining Katie's going to draw some, which is just going to free it up for Shelby. So they just got to pick which monster they're going to take.
Certainly.
And I want to say, though, I thought the other kids did a really nice job, though, of feeding them inside. And I really like their press. Our front people did a nice job putting a lot of ball pressure on them.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Cordy Stout, she finished as your point guard. She finished with 7 assists, which is great to see. And then Jamila Gamby really doing it on the defensive end with a few steals, which is great. And it led to your first, it's first 3 games. You're 3-0 now. It's a big turnaround from last season.
Big turnaround. Yeah, we only won 4 total, so
yeah.
we're like 75% of the way there.
Yeah, so it looks like a huge improvement from last season. What can you say going forward? You got a big matchup this weekend against Penn State Harrisburg. What are you looking forward in that matchup?
Well, this game was real key to us. So I think this team was very similar to Penn State Harrisburg, and so we wanted to see where we matched up with them. And so I thought that was real good for the kids that they could come in, put together a win. We certainly didn't put together 40 minutes, which we need to improve on, but I think we should be confident going into Saturday that we can get a win. And for us to get to the CAC tournament, this is one of those games we got to get.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking some time with us, Coach.
Yeah.
We congratulate 11-point win against a good team, and we're excited to see what happens this Saturday.
Me too.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And come watch us play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Yay, fun.
So, Coach Roberts with a big victory, and as she mentioned, boy, this really was a team effort tonight.
Oh, it really was all the way around. They played as a team offensively, had some great production, and defensively, that press really was causing problems for Randolph, and their team looks like they came closer together tonight and really bought into what Coach Roberts is teaching them, which is a lot of hustle on the defensive end.
And so a big doubleheader coming up for the men who lost at Washington Lee tonight, but also the women who got that home victory tonight against Randolph, playing at Penn State Harrisburg Saturday, 1 o'clock for the women. Men will follow that game in the second game of the doubleheader, and wouldn't that be something if the Knights can go on the road to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and pick up that first conference win?
Yeah, it would be huge. These are great games to win. You want to win every game you play, but the conference games are what matter most. They both have gotten off to such a hot start. The women 3-0, and the men now 3-1. They've got to feel good about where they're at. So, as you mentioned, it's a good opportunity, great opportunity to get an early jump on the Capital Conference and take care of business out in Penn State Harrisburg.
So, again, congratulations to the Knights. Big home victory tonight against Randolph. Final score again tonight in women's basketball action. It was Southern Virginia 79 and Randolph 68. That's going to wrap things up here from the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Seth Hansen, our director, Craig Reese, and all of our fantastic production staff here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights basketball. Have a great evening tonight.